my left, we have Isaac. To my right, we have Ben and Charlie P. Now, fellas, this season we're doing debates. So the question for today, well, at least the first question, is should running backs be paid the same amount as top wide receivers, top quarterbacks? Is it fair for them to get that top dollar, the whole bag, not part of the bag? What's your thoughts on that, Isaac?
Well, I would give a running back top dollar if I was the owner, if they were durable. If running backs can stay healthy, if running backs don't take much of a beating like they do, they can get top dollar. But the fact is that they get injured, that they don't have a long lifespan in the NFL. No point in giving them top dollar. Might as well just give them, where they're getting right now, and not give them that top dollar, because once they get it, like your Ezekiel Elliott's or your Gurley's, you don't perform afterwards. So why should we give them this top dollar for something they did in the past?
Now, let me ask you this. Can that argument be made in any other sport for any other kind of player? The performance level?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. It can be made, for sure. Okay. But right now we're talking about these running backs who are trying to get this top dollar, and after they get it, their body's worn down, they're getting injured, or they're just not performing like they used to. Now, the quarterbacks, they have a longer lifespan. Why would they have a longer lifespan? Because they're not getting hit as much as these running backs. These running backs are trying to run people over, truck stick. That's what because they want to be on the high school sports show, Huddle. They're trying to get the highlight scene. And, but when they do that, now they're getting bruised up, they're getting hurt, and then we paying somebody for what? For something they did in the past? No, we are franchises looking for the future. So therefore, franchises looking for the future are trying to pay young, durable running backs. Because if you have if they can run, you can put somebody else back behind them that is fast, strong, who has agility, who can do the exact same thing they can do, but don't get that top dollar. Either way, the team is still going to move on.
Sound like a company man to me. You know? Yeah, so, Ben, what's your thoughts on this?
So, from the player's perspective, right, not the owners, the doer, because you can agree, wide receivers get hurt, quarterbacks get hurt as well. Andrew Luck just retired because he was tired of getting hurt and going under the knife for surgeries. It doesn't matter if a running back gets more touches, and that's a good reason why they should, because of the usage rate. Now, let me get back to my argument. I'll rebuttal later. Let me pause real quick. So running backs themselves, right, they're the safety nets for some quarterbacks we have out here, point blank period, right? While you're allowing your quarterback, that franchise quarterback, to grow into their own, we're leaning on the running back. Just like that same one you said, Zeke Elliott, right? So as Dak, as we've allowed to have him come along slowly, they've ridden Zeke Elliott for these last couple of years. 2 rushing championships in the last 3 years. Would have been 3 if he didn't get suspended. This year, Dak has a quote-unquote breakout season, but as you can see, that maturation is still coming along, and they still need Zeke Elliott. Right? Then we have other running backs like Christian McCaffrey, right? So we're talking about these elite running backs, right? These multi-talented ones who do more than just run, right? Over the past few years, you have over 10 running backs who've had, at a minimum, 1,000 rushing yards and over 500 receiving yards, right? Let's go back to Christian McCaffrey, right? Last year, when he had Cam Newton, not only did he have over 1,000 rushing yards, he actually had the most receiving yards for any player on his team. So how don't you compensate a player who not only rushes, but now he leads the team in receiving yards, right? So if you ask me, I think Le'Veon, Zeke, again, coming from the player's perspective, right? They set the template. Because running backs, and I'll give you this, have a short shelf life, right? You get one in the first, second round. You use them up their first or second year. They only have one more contract coming for them, right? They need to hold out and wait and get that bag because they know that's their last payment, right? And then they'll just be gone. So they need to hold out. They need to wait. They need to get that bag. I might not go as far as say quarterback money, but I'll definitely say wide receiver money for sure, right? Because if they're leading, if they're first and second team in receiving, I'm not only doing my job, I'm doing your job too. So why should I not be compensated for such work? Easy.
Very spirited argument there, sir.
Yes, sir.
Charlie P, I mean, I see a lot of head nods. I see a lot of smirks. What's on your mind?
I'm thinking about both sides of the argument, but for example, you don't take in account for the offensive lineman. You cannot. Ezekiel Elliott, he was the best running back in the past 2 years without the suspension because he's the offensive line. Bell, before he left Pittsburgh, doing his thing. Barkley for the Giants, doing his thing. So you say about the running backs who are getting paid, They should get paid because it's the offensive lineman who actually blocking for them and giving them the holes to run through. Pause. Also, not quarterback money, but definitely wide receiver money. Yes.
So should they get offensive lineman money? Because they getting bags too.
Exactly.
That's what I was about to say. I'm like, if you saying the offensive line is doing the work for them, the running back still shouldn't get paid. Why don't you pay the offensive lineman who's creating these holes for these top running backs? Because when Le'Veon Bell left Pittsburgh, what is he doing right now for the Jets?
Complaining.
So should he get paid?
He got paid.
Should he get paid?
Yes, he should have got
Charlie's
paid.
thinking
Yes,
right.
no, I'm thinking yes because he was doing the wide receivers.
So basically, y'all saying running backs should get paid for the stuff they did in the past, not for stuff they're doing right now.
That's how it works.
So they shouldn't get paid for right now.
Running backs do get paid for the work that they've done. Quarterback gets paid for the potential you think they'll have, the longevity over the time, right? So what makes more sense?
Owners
Right.
pay these running backs for what they're going to do and what they're capable of. If they get paid and do not show up, what is the point of paying them?
Andrew Luck, for example, you just mentioned that. He's no longer in the league, but he got that bag.
Got the full bag though. You only got like
Let's talk
400
about
bags.
the last quarterback who got the full bag, who falls in your description of quote unquote a waste of money. Jared Goff, right? So he got the bag, right, because of the Super Bowl. Who got them to the Super Bowl last year? Off of whose back? What position got him there? What position? No, he has to say it. What position got them there? What position?
Gurley got him there.
Stats to prove it. 2018 Super Bowl run. 1,251 rushing yards, 580 receiving yards. That 1,500 I told you about, right?
Right.
Got them there, right? Now, to your argument, right?
Would you put Gurley?
Back you up.
Would you put
Seattle,
Gurley?
when Seattle got there, who got him there?
Would you put Gurley in fantasy right now?
Again.
Okay.
When Seattle got to
So
the Super Bowl.
it's basically what they done for me, not what you're going to do for me now.
And they pay Goff on what they want him to do, right? But now since they're leaning on him, what are they doing?
So here's the thing about
Yes.
Gurley. I will say they haven't really ran him this year because he has the health condition.
Right.
So they watching his snaps.
He has health condition.
Yeah.
So therefore, he's not durable.
Well,
So the
there we
fact
go.
is that he runs so much, he gets hurt. Why am I going to pay somebody who's not going to be my franchise that long?
I think
Why
I gave
not?
him an
Why
alley-oop.
shouldn't I pay a wide receiver and a quarterback who's going to be there longer because they take less hits because they're not part of mostly all the plays. A running back is a part of blocking for the quarterback.
Yep,
He's a part of running for the team,
Part
right?
of the play.
So why am I paying them
I just read you
to get hurt?
I just told you the stats though.
So the fact is, I understand that.
Okay.
A pass for a pass
Yeah.
performance. So we pay him a pass performance.
So when McCaffrey was number one in rushing and receiving,
Right.
it was during the year Cam Newton was there.
Right. Well, McCaffrey haven't got paid yet.
He had, and that's what I'm saying. For these upcoming running backs like McCaffrey,
Uh-huh.
because you heard it here first, I think Cam Newton's going to be gone. They're going to
Okay.
stick with Kyle Allen, right? But they're not going to put the weight on him. They're going to still ride McCaffrey.
Yes.
And then you got Saquon, right, who's going to be the safety net for Daniel Jones
Yes.
while they're bridging into him being that future quarterback,
Correct.
right? He should
Well-
get that same bag.
Well, I don't think that McCaffrey should get this bag.
Why?
What?
I mean, I understand y'all saying that he's done so much. However, but my Redskins shut McCaffrey down and shut Allen down, who's supposed to take a Newton spot. My Redskins won 29-21 today, and because
Every dog has his day. What's your point?
okay.
Which-
So McCaffrey's supposed to get this bag, but he can't even run over the 3-9 Redskins.
Well, I mean, I heard they're a feisty defense, but he makes a good point. Charlie, you got anything else to say in your argument, man? Should these running backs get paid and why?
Offensive linemen should get paid first
My man.
because they actually create the holes. They actually make the quarterback look as good as they do. They allow the wide receiver to run their long routes. So it's the offensive lineman first. That's my argument.
Charlie, I agree with you, sir.
So hold on. So offensive linemen get paid first, cool. But do the running backs still get wide receiver quarterback money once they're paid? Once those linemen are paid?
I think they should get a decent contract when they first come out. If you like the top 10 pick, you get a decent contract. After that point, your life in the NFL is kind of short. So no.
It's a case by case basis, right? I'm not saying all. I said the elite multi-talented ones, right? The rushing and receiving threats. Okay.
I am just glad that I got Charlie on my side and him understanding
I
the
don't
durability of these running backs are slim to none.
Take them off the teams you're talking about, or we're talking about, and see where the team's going. Take McCaffrey off the Panthers.
How about I take Zeke off the Cowboys?
Oh, take him off the
And I
Cowboys.
promise you,
argument
they
is the
still won't
offensive
beat
lineman.
a team over
Here
500.
we go. Another argument for another day.
Offensive lineman should get paid first. Go from there.
Offensive lineman getting a lot of love on the running back segment, but I hear what y'all saying. So let me say this: if a running back gives you 2,000-yard seasons,
Yes, sir.
can you not pay him? Just yes or no?
I say no. I say pay him a stipend. Pay him just like
Stipend?
Yeah, pay him.
Yeah, college.
Pay him like a bonus. Say here you go. This is a bonus that you get for running 1,000 yards a season.
Okay.
Now the franchise saves money. We can go and look for another running back who's going to do the exact same things you're going to do, but we don't have to go give him all of this money like wide receivers and quarterbacks get, just because he used to run 1,000-yard seasons. Do we think Zeke or Gurley going to run 1,000 yards this year?
Yes.
Yeah, he'll get 1,000.
You think so?
Yeah, they get 1,000.
Zeke currently
1,000
has,
not as tough as it used to be.
Zeke currently has 919 rushing yards.
Sorry for your loss. So what do you think if a running back gets 2,000-yard seasons is a guarantee they should have that bag contract?
See, and this is gonna surprise you. No, I don't. I mean, 1,000 yards these days because of how flying
Said
offenses
two-
are.
2,000.
$1,000.
No. Like 2,000 yards in 1 year.
A
They
two,
do-
oh, a
and they do- and they-
2,000
yeah.
yard. Yes.
And they do it 2 years in a row.
A
So,
2,000
I'm
yard
gonna say,
season?
Will Zeke?
So just yes or no, because we gotta get ready to end the segment. Yes or no?
No.
No?
Yes.
Yes.
All right. So look, there you have it. We about to get ready to go to these commercials, and we'll come back with a little bit more debate. Hopefully you keep tuning in and make some comments, man. We'll come back. Let's huddle up.
Lord, you are everything good I find in you. Do you know him in the pardon of your sins? Do you know that he's coming again? I wonder, do you know about my Jesus? All that is good, Jesus. Lord, you are everything good I find in you. Do you know him in the pardon of your sins? Do you know that he's coming again? I wonder, do you know about my Jesus? All that is good, Jesus. Lord, you are everything good I find in you. Do you know him in the pardon of your sins? Do you know that he's coming again? I wonder, do you know about my Jesus? All that is good, Jesus.
Keith Battle. I really can honestly say, as I think about that question, that it's not any difference. I really don't. Like, I really try to think, like, what am I? That's who I am. Actually, Keith Battle is who I am. Pastor Keith Battle is what I do. But it's not. Like, I don't change when I do that. I'm still serious about what I do. I'm still gonna be a comedian. I still want to have fun. I still like I take all of who I am into that. Like, I don't become something different in that role.
And we're back, ladies and gentlemen. Before we get started, just wanted to say, make sure you go and subscribe to THTV Network on YouTube. THTV. It's on the bottom of this screen here, so go handle your business. Well, It's in the link. So go ahead and make sure you subscribe and hit the the notification bell button. All right, fellas. So next topic. College players get a little mischief, get a little trouble here and there. Different things happen. Should colleges suffer because of their players' actions? Should they have their titles and championships removed? Should they get the suspensions and fines? What are your thoughts on it? We're gonna go the same order again. So go ahead, Isaac.
When a student athlete comes to school, to a university, to a college, they leave their parents' house, they go to their university or school, they sign a contract to play for that school. Now that coach, that school, that athletic director is now responsible for that student. They're responsible to tell the student about the code of ethics, code of conduct, how to carry yourself as the student athlete of this college or university. Once that is done, it is their job to be sure that that student is holding themselves to the highest standards possible. And if not, it falls on the school. Therefore, if the AD or the school or the coach are not monitoring these athletes like they're supposed to be, then yes, their trophies, scholarships should be taken away due to the fact that these students are not doing what they're supposed to be doing.
Okay, so let me ask you this. So you speaking on campus, off campus, or both?
I'm speaking as soon as this student enroll in that school.
I'll make sure.
During this season, whatever sport they're playing in, it is the school's responsibility to watch after and make sure that these kids are doing what they're supposed to do.
Okay, Ben, it look like you ain't agree with this. So what's going on here?
I understand. I understand what you're saying.
Thank you, sir.
Right? I understand. We're talking about young individuals, 18, 19 years old, 20 years old, not legally adults, right? Or even drinking age, as of yet.
Oh, okay.
Right? So I understand what you're saying. But at the same time, what you said, something key. They signed a contract, right?
Yep.
Even past the letter of intent of me going there,
Sure.
right? The contract explicitly says what rules and regulations they should follow, right?
Right.
If I'm grown enough to sign the contract and accept the terms of that agreement, that means I should be grown enough to abide by the terms of those agreements, right? There's no way an AD or a coach can find, on average, we're talking about somewhere 90, 100 players on some of these collegiate teams.
Okay.
There's sometimes more. There's absolutely no way they're gonna put a bell on them. There's absolutely no way they can monitor every phone call, hey, let's have a secret meeting at a diner. Hey, meet me at the mall so we can have this conversation. Hey, don't you need a little bit of help? Let me slide you something under the table here. There's absolutely no way they can track that for every single player on the team. Now, what you're saying you agree with, right? Because it's not just a slap on the hand, right? When we say trophies in both, let's take USC, right? Reggie Bush.
Hey.
All right. Now he's a star player.
Star player.
Now that's a different conversation, a different question in itself. Should they follow the star players?
Is he
right?
still a player?
Hey, call it what you want. I understand. A lot of attention, right?
Yeah.
But let's look at what happened to USC, right? Not only was Reggie, okay, what happened to Reggie? They took his Heisman.
Yeah.
Okay. Not saying that's not a big deal. USC, all right, trophy and championships, okay? Fines for the school, right? When you start getting deep into losing athletic scholarships, right? Because this is what you're agreeing with. Because of Reggie's transgression, now I have to hurt the next Reggie Bushes potentially to come to my school because I don't have money to get them there.
Right.
Right? That's tough to say, well, we want you, but Reggie hurt you. I can't afford you.
But who's to say the coaches didn't know what was going on?
Now that's a different argument. If the coaches are knowing and complicit to the illegal actions, that's a different story, right? But we can't. We're not here to prove and debate that fact.
And you're right.
Right?
But
I need to reclaim my time.
Okay, go ahead. Yep,
okay.
go ahead.
All right. And then we're talking about not eligible for bowl games now because Reggie's transgression that they found about later down the line. Now what? Teams a couple years later, you're telling me I can't go to a bowl game? I just got here. I can't go to a bowl game now. What Reggie did a couple years ago?
Nah.
Where do you see the fair and equitable treatment in that for players that didn't even play with? They're gone, but now we're getting punished because of that. If the coaches, if the AD are not knowing and non-complicit of the actions,
I understand.
Right? That's where I stand.
Okay.
The
Okay,
coach
what-
sign, for example, if I was to leave the dorm late at night. I'm on third string. You supposed to be the AD, the coach. And I go out and steal some beer or some wings.
Oh.
You held accountable for it?
Yes, I am, because you have a curfew and we have staff that is in place. Y'all understand there's more than a coach at these universities. There's more than the AD. The AD and coach hire staff to watch over these kids as well.
I'm third string. I'm not even getting playing time, so I'm affecting the program by my actions. So
you will still sign this letter of intent. Let me ask you a question. You said something about if I'm able to sign this letter of intent, then I should be able to be responsible for what I do.
Absolutely.
How many kids you think read that whole intent? Or do they just sign and say, I'm going to USC, I'm going to Duke. I'm just going to sign my name. Here you go. When do I show up?
So who says it's not explained to them the rules and regulations they must follow? Who says they don't have a orientation where they go over these things because they say, hey, that kid, I know you're not going to read it. So we're going to sit you here in your pre-orientation before you get started and let you know what you can and cannot do.
Okay, I understand that. But just like that USC example that you had.
Right.
I'm pretty sure these coaches and ADs say, hey, look, we don't want the same exact thing to happen to us that happened to USC. Therefore, you must not do X, Y, and Z so that we don't get scholarships taken away, so we don't go to bowl games. So therefore, I believe all that stuff is explained to them. Say, hey, look, whatever you do falls back on us. So therefore, they know it's our fault if you get in trouble.
Oh, this is getting real heated. You got anything to say about that, Charlie? You was
As a
that
freshman, you gonna follow what I'm doing. You gonna pay attention to everything I'm doing. If I miss class,
What you must understand is that redshirt freshman, 5 years senior, it doesn't matter. One day you're gonna look to play this sport. So therefore, you must abide by the rules or you won't play it.
Absolutely. So they don't play it. They don't play it.
You don't play it and you don't play as a punishment, but then we also get punished as well as a coach or an AD.
So let me say something about, you keep saying about redshirt freshman and third string. First of all, they getting cut. They do something crazy, they cut. So that's going to nip that in the bud. They're not going to get championships taken away and all that for a third string player. Now, for somebody who was affecting the game, i.e. Reggie Bush, then yeah, that's when it comes into play and more so. So, we need a third string player no matter.
the point is that Isaac was talking about that he wants the coaches, the AD, to follow
all the players. I get it.
Unrealistic. It is unrealistic. Now, the seminars and then the orientations and the overall message of continuing to compound on what you must do, be ethical, be upright, so forth and so on. I get it. I'm not saying you don't continue to preach those messages, right? But at the end of the day, they have some liability in this situation, right? And I believe it should be on them, not the program. You're talking about every other kid, right? I know the whole saying, you only as your weakest link, right? You're only as strong as your weakest link, and I get that, right? But you're talking about punishing an entire program off the transgressions of one outlier.
If something happens on a college campus, no matter what it is, right? Something negative happens, it hit the news, who gets affected? That person, and it also taints that university.
Okay.
So therefore, now, I'm a parent, I'm saying, my son or daughter, you're not going there because they allowed this. They let this happen. Why would I put my child or daughter in a place that's tainted worldwide?
but how you can say allow if the person made their own decision to do so?
Yes.
Where's security at?
That's what I'm saying. That's why I asked you off campus too.
Right, but I'm on campus.
Right. So what if they do the stuff off campus? And I mean, you going to school to be creeps and just follow people around?
Right. That's why this has to happen during season.
And let's talk about the big transgressions, right?
Okay.
The bottle of Coke from the store or the bottle of wings. That's not going to get someone's trophies.
Not at all.
Let's see what you sign an amateur agreement, right? All right, to be eligible to play as an amateur. Okay,
Absolutely.
when we're talking about gifts and monetary gifts, it states that if you're paid in any form or accept the promise of pay for playing in an athletic contest, or if you use your athletic skills for pay in any form, for example, TV commercials, demonstrations, so forth, then you're seen as a pro. Right. All right. When that happens, right? When that exchange happens, right? For hey, here's the Hummer, here's X amount of money to keep, when that exchange happens and you become a quote unquote pro, now you're ineligible and you put your program in jeopardy. Right. I don't agree with that. I think you put yourself and your playing ability in jeopardy, not your program. right? If they go off campus and meet with somebody, Mr. Tom, he gives them $10,000, right, for X, Y, and Z to wear these socks, right, to the game, or wear these socks around and take some pictures for Instagram. You know, how is the program? How is the program supposed to know about that? Like, do they not get time to go to the mall by themselves? I need to send a staffer with them everywhere they go as well. Is that what you're telling me I need to do? So when he goes to dinner with Uncle Tom or whoever the person is, you know, excuse the names, all right, that I need to be there at the dinner to supervise them as well? It just doesn't make sense. Now, how much money is the school costing to actually hire a chaperone for each one of these players that you want?
So, I'm not saying that you have to have a chaperone for each player.
That's what you're asking for.
I'm
right?
saying there's staff to watch over.
Chaperones. We're already saying that the players don't get enough money, right? They don't get enough per diem or stipend to do what they want to do. But now you want to hire chaperones for every player to make sure that they do the right thing. So now they're now we don't have. Now that's less money for them because now we got to hire, parents and guardians, on campus for each one of these players.
Well, I mean, if the student athletes are not doing what they're supposed to do, which they know the rules of doing,
right?
Then
it's in the contract. Tom.
It's in the contract.
The name of the contract is the NCAA Sports Contract and Amortism Form. That's what the contract
So
is.
therefore, they choose to go against the university and school.
Yep.
And they choose to jeopardize themselves
Yep.
and the school.
That's why they should receive the punishment.
But in that contract, it says you're jeopardizing yourself and the school.
Yes, because the school had someone at that school who won a Heisman Trophy. Now the school doesn't. I still keep my national championship trophy, but now we don't have a Heisman Trophy win anymore. You jeopardize the school. You've tainted our name because we had one,
Right.
and now he's gone. That's it.
Okay. So therefore, if you know better, you got to do better.
Who? The person.
The person, as well as the school. So maybe if these seminars, maybe if these lectures are not taking everything.
Hire chaperone.
Sounds like the argument is being won by Benjamin. Charlie, anything to add? You done had the thinking man pose a couple times tonight. I feel like you got a lot on your mind. You got something to say?
No, I'm good.
All right, so look, before we get ready to close things out, removing titles and championships, is it too harsh? Is there another form of penalty that's more reasonable to go with the punishment?
Wow, great question.
So that's the thing. I mean, will fines work, or do titles and championships make a program really step back and like, all right, we got to do something? Or will fines and maybe post-game suspension, or, I don't know, losses, scholarships?
It's hard to say because like the young man that's currently at Memphis, and he got banned for 12 games. He think about not playing this season. They try and hit him with a punishment. He gonna leave and go pro, NBA. So you cannot find the player. The player's not gonna pay the money, and once they leave the school, you can't find a school for what that player did. So,
Charlie, who did they find? Who did they find?
the player.
Who did they find?
The player.
Oh, okay.
So who should they find then, Charlie? You saying they can't find the player?
They find the player from Memphis.
Okay.
But how can you find him once he leave? He's not gonna pay the fee. But the school should not be held accountable.
Somebody has to be held accountable, right?
You cannot.
Who should be held accountable?
His legal parent or guardian?
You can't hold the school accountable for what he did.
So actually, this example really doesn't count because he did this before he even got to the school. His actions were before he even went to Memphis.
So, but now
not while he was at Memphis.
So hold on.
So therefore,
let me
this
say this.
argument is.
Let me say this.
Go ahead.
So, the coach that's at Memphis, the one who gave him the money.
But he was not the coach at the time.
Correct.
So therefore, if he wasn't the coach at the time at Memphis, and the player wasn't at Memphis, this example is non-void.
So but the coaches are being penalized.
Because the coach was not there.
So
But he got punished when he wasn't there.
Who got punished when he wasn't
He
there?
got punished for doing something he wasn't there.
Yeah, the kid.
So why punish the coach? Why punish the person who took the money, but not the person who gave the money?
And punish the school.
Because neither one of them was at Memphis.
So why you punish him at all then?
Why you punch the kid at all?
Yeah.
I don't believe in punching the kid.
Why you punish the school then?
Because he wasn't
Another
there.
argument for another day.
He wasn't there. Neither one was there, so you can't punch the school for
All
this.
right, well,
however,
we're not
USC
making
got
any
punched
sense.
because Reggie Bush was there.
Disagree with it.
All right. Well, look, that's another day. The whole Memphis thing, because it sounds like we ain't gonna get nowhere with that. So let's get ready to wind things up. Look, before we go, make sure that you guys subscribe to THTV. Again, THTV on YouTube. Hey, we're gonna be here all season. We appreciate you guys for coming out, listening to us. and make sure you huddle up.